oh, yana nai 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 oh, yana nai 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 oh. Yeah, nine, 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 nine. Chag Sameach, everybody. Chazan Lichterman and I are so delighted to join you this morning for the 8th and the final day of Pesach. We've said that this morning is going to be an alternative service, gives us some opportunities to experiment. So our plan for this morning is to begin with Hallel. We can't imagine a holiday service without the festive psalms of Hallel. And then, of course, perhaps the main motif of our service this morning, Yizkor, when so many of us are coming together today to remember those whom we love and have lost. We recite Hallel on each of the pilgrimage festivals, and Hallel has a slightly different quality each time we say it. When we say Hallel on Sukkot, it's really so much tied up with the lulav and the etrog, with our parading around the sanctuary. On Shavuot, it's the agricultural themes of Hallel that really speak to us. And on Pesach, as it is this morning, it's the liturgy, it's the selection of psalms and Hallel that are so deeply resonant. We speak directly to our circumstance. We find another way to retell the story of Pesach. We retell it through the Psalms. And in particular this year, some of those verses which are especially significant to us as we sing Min HaMeitzar in just a few moments. We know what it is to live in the narrow straits and to be experiencing our world having been made a little bit smaller as it is described by the psalmist. We're going to start off together. Chazan Lichterman's going to begin. If you'll turn to page 380 in your Siddur Sim Shalom. If you don't have a physical Siddur, a physical text in front of you, you're still able to go to the Rabbinical Assembly website. Just enter your information for copyright purposes, rabbinical.assembly.org, and download Siddur Sim Shalom. Chazan Lichterman.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likro et Hallel.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu likro et Hallel.
Hallelujah, 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 Adonai. Hallelujah, 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 Shem Adonai. Yehi Shem Adonai mevorach, me'ata ve'ad olam, ממזרח השמש עד מבוא, מהולל שם אדוני. רם על כל גויים אדוני, על השמיים כבודו. מקדוני אלוהינו, המגביל לשבת, המשפיל לרוד, השמיים ובארץ, מימי עפר גול, מהשבות ירים ויום, להושיבים נדיבים, עם נדיבי עמו, מושיבי הכרת הבית, מושיבי הכרת הבית, הם הבנים שמחה, Hallelujah. בצאת ישראל ממצרים, את יעקב מעם לועז, הייתה יהודה לכל שור, ישראל ממשלותיו, הים רב וינוס, הירדן יסוב לאחור, ההרים רקדו חילים, ירבעו כבני צאן. מלאך
הים
איתנו,
הירדן
יסוב לאחור,
ההרים
ירקדו
חילים, יבעו כבני צאן, מלפני אדון, כולי הארץ, מלפני אלוהי יעקב, ההופכי הצור, אגם מים, חלמי
למיינו
מים. Turn to the bottom of page 382. Adonai Zecharanu Yevarech, Yevarech et Beit Yisrael, Yevarech et Beit Aharon, Yevarech Yirei Adonai, Aktanim im Hagdolim, Yosef Adonai Aleichem, Aleichem ve'al b'neichem, ve'ruchim atem l'Adonai, oseh shamayim va'aretz, hashamayim shamayim l'Adonai, ve'aretz natan livnei adam, lo ametim hallelujah, ve'lo kol yardei duma, ואנחנו נברך יה מעתה ועד עולם, מעתה ועד עולם. Hallelujah. Turn to the bottom of page 384. Last week on the second day of Pesach, I taught you a new tune for the middle of Psalm 116. Chaz and Lichterman, you'll figure it out soon enough. It's an old Kollerbach tune. We'll try it again and see how you did. Ana Hashem, ki ani avdecha. Ana Hashem, ki ani avdecha. Ani avdecha, ben amatecha, ani avdecha. Ben amatecha ni avdecha, ben amatecha pitachta lemoserai. Nidarai l'Adonai, Hashalem negdana lechol amo. Bechatzot Beit Adonai, betochechi Yerushalayim. Hallelujah.
Hallelu et Adonai kol goyim shabahu kol ha'omim ki gabal aleinu chasdo emet Adonai leholam hallelujah. Hodul Adonai ki tov ki leolam chasedo.
Hodul Adonai ki tov, ki leolam chasto.
Yamar na Yisrael ki leolam chasedo.
Yomar na Yisrael, ki leolam chasto.
Yamarona Beit Aharon ki leolam chasedo.
Yomruna Beit Aharon, ki leolam chasto.
Yamarona Yirei Adonai ki leolam chasedo.
Yomruna Yirei Adonai, ki leolam chasto.
Minahametar karabia, Ananiva merchavia, Adonai Elohim, Maya Seli Adam, Adonai Be'azvai, Vani Arev Sonai, Chovel Chasod Adonai, Mi b'rochem Adam, Tov l'chasod b'Adonai, Mi b'rochem b'nedivim, Kol goyim sevavoni b'shem Adonai ki amilom, Sabuni gan sevavoni b'shem Adonai ki amilom, Sabuni chidorim, doacho keshkatim, b'shem Adonai ki amilom, tachod chitani linpol, Adonai azarani, Odi vezimrata, Vayehili lishuha, Kol lishuha, Behalei tzadikim, Yomi Adonai, Otzachayil, Yemin Adonai Ramema, Yemin Adonai Yosachayil, Lo amod ki achye, Ba'asaper Masya, Yasor Yisrania, Velama Vedalan Davani, Pitachuli Sharetenek, Abova Madea, זה אשר לאדוני צדיקים יבואו.
עודך כי עניתני באתי לי לישועה. עודך כי עניתני באתי לי לישועה. אבן מסו הבונים הייתה לראש פינה. אבן מסו הבונים הייתה לראש פינה. מאת אדוני הייתה זאת, היא נפלאת בעינינו. מאת אדוני הייתה זאת, היא נפלאת בעינינו. זה היום עשה אדוני, נגילה ונשמחה בו. זה היום עשה אדוני, נגילה ונשמחה בו.
Adonai Hoshiana.
Ana Adonai Hoshiana.
Adonai Hoshiana.
Ana Adonai Hoshiana.
Adonai Hatzlichana.
Ana Adonai Hatzlichana.
Adonai Hatzlichana.
Ana Adonai Hatzlichana. Bottom of page 388. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, berachnuchem mibeit Adonai. Baruch haba b'shem Adonai, berachnuchem mibeit Adonai.
Adonai vayolanu, Adonai vayolanu, Yisrochag bavotim ad kanot.
Yisrochag bavotim ad karnot hamizbeach, Eliata ve'odeka, Elohai aromemeka, Eliata ve'odeka, Elohai aromemeka. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki le'olam chasto.
וכל עמך בית ישראל בבינה, יודו ויברכו ושבחו ויפארו וירוממו וירביצו ויקדישו וימליכו את שמך מלכנו. כי לך טוב להודות ולשמך לזמר, כי מעולם ועד עולם אתה. ברוך אתה אדוני מלך מעולם ותשבחו. יתגדל ויקדש מרבה. Alamad Ibarachute Bar Mechpachute, Bechaye Cholne V'Yamei Cholne Bechaye L'Chol Beit Yisrael, B'Halav V'Zamankari V'Vimaru Amen.
Amen. Yehi Shmei Rabba Mevorach, Le'olam Yomei Omaya Yitbarach.
Barach V'Yishabach V'Yipahar V'Yitrom HaMe V'Yitzvaseh, גדל והתעלה ותעלה לשם וקדשה בריחו. לעילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, ושבחתה ונחמתה, דם ידם בחלמה וימרו אמן. תתקבל צלותהן וברכותיהן לכל בית ישראל, קודם אבהון בשמי ואמרו אמן. יהי שלמה רבה מן שמיה וחיים, עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומיו, הו יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ויאמרו
Amen. We turn now to our Chizuk Memorial Service. Before we begin, you can find the service in your Sidurim on page 516. The amazing Melissa Halpern has also made sure that the Wings of Memory, our memorial book, has been made available online. So you can click in the link on the pre-Pesach email that you received. And in the link, you can follow along either in the service if you don't have the Siddur and you want to follow along with the service there. If you're looking for some quiet prayers of reflection, either during the service or afterwards. And of course, if you'd like to see the names of your loved ones, if it's meaningful for you to have that in hand, you're now able to access that online. We're grateful to Melissa for making that resource available to us. A few words about Chizuk in this unusual time. Perhaps you found what we have found in our house, which is that these strange days are very much a mix of emotion and experience. There is so much to grieve and so much that we are missing. We are desperately worried. We are fearful for ourselves, for our loved ones. We are so very displaced, even though we are rooted in our homes. More about that in a moment. We very much feel displaced without our routine, without our regular places other than our immediate homes. And there is much that we are grieving the loss of. For some, thankfully not so many in our community here in Baltimore, but clearly for those of us who have loved ones elsewhere in the country and around the world, there is, as expected, almost not a home that hasn't been impacted by the loss of these past weeks and months, as each of us knows someone who is ill, who is seriously ill, or who has died. We are desperately waiting for this time period for the coronavirus to come to an end, because there is so much that is so difficult about it and about this time period. And as I said, it is also a mix of emotions. As we shared at our Seder last week, there are also parts that we desperately want to hold on to. There have been some real blessings and bright sides of this past 5 weeks as we're suffering through the coronavirus. In our household, more often than not, our days end in laughter instead of tears. Sometimes tears earlier during the day, but nighttime showers and getting ready for bed has really become a time of great joy and laughter. We've spent the day together. We've had a great amount of family time. And for many of us, that's a real blessing, who are not used to spending more than an hour or two a day with our families, with our spouses, with our children. And that's something we don't really want to end. I think I could live the rest of my life without having to put another pair of pantyhose on and come to the office, as it were. I won't. I will certainly miss the experience of not dressing up. So as much as we are grieving, and there are many losses, at the same time, we also have that experience of joy. Thank God. for so much of what we are experiencing. Which brings us to today and this moment, the last day of Pesach, really the last few hours of Pesach as well. Many of you are desperate for Pesach to end. Maybe you saved one or two beers in the downstairs fridge that you sold to a neighbor, or perhaps you're going to indulge in a rare pleasure of ordering takeout and getting a pizza tomorrow or very late tonight, and having your house back in order after Pesach. There are certainly things that we will be happy to see go this evening as Pesach comes to an end. But as we said earlier, there are parts we don't want to end. There has been a great deal of joy this holiday, a great deal of family coming together that hadn't been able to do that before from disparate parts of the world. As we celebrated online, there's been an amazing outburst of creativity this Pesach, which is something that we certainly want to hold on to. Our tradition, in its wisdom, has seen fit to create a system so that Pesach doesn't really end. Yes, you can finish your matzah, which is good for us. We only have 5 sheets of matzah left, which should get us through to tonight safely. But the cycle of the Jewish festival is such that Pesach doesn't really end. It continues until Shavuot. We're immersed in our counting, 7 days so far. And then it will continue again for Sukkot. And we are able to take the joy and the creativity and the renewal that we've enjoyed in Pesach through forward into the other holidays and into the rest of the year. Part of that process and duality is what we experience as we come to Yizkor. Something I often say, I think I might say it every Yom Kippur, is that one of the ironies or paradoxes of Yizkor is that we come in these great numbers and we usually stand shoulder to shoulder. Each of us are solitary in our memories in the sense that I remember my loved ones, Chazan Lichterman remembers his loved ones. Each of us in the synagogue is private in our memories of those whom we recall, yet we do so as a community. Today, obviously, we do that in a different way. We are here together as a community. We are unable to stand shoulder to shoulder except virtually, but we do come together as a reminder and as one. Our feelings, again, are mixed in the sense that we desperately miss our loved ones. The sadness of those initial moments of grief and loss are with us. And even if 1 year has passed, or 1 week for some of us, or 10 years, or 20 years, or 40 years, that loss and that grief may fade over time, but it is always with us. Their lives continue to be with us, much as we experienced last week at the Pesach Seder through the Haggadah. And one of the things that stays with us, even after the loss begins to fade somewhat, are the stories we tell our children at the Seder table, at Yizkor and beyond, so that while we are grateful for an end to the serious grieving that we do, the intensive grieving, the comfort that we find in our memories of our loved ones, in coming together at these moments of Yizkor to remember the feel of a hand, the color of their eyes, the softness of the back of their arms, what it was like to simply sit in their presence. Those are things that stay with us. We said last week that in teaching about the Exodus, Rambam, Maimonides, says that the essence of the mitzvah of remembering the Exodus from Egypt is in the verb lisaper, to tell. The way we remember our loved ones, as we'll say in a moment in our Yizkor prayers, is through acts of charity on their behalf. We give tzedakah for their memory, but it is primarily in talking, in telling the story of the Exodus on Pesach and of our loved ones, in telling the story of our lives. Today, some of us tell those stories to ourselves. We reminisce, perhaps if we're lucky enough to be sheltering in place with our loved ones and with others in our home. We tell them the stories, and through the telling, we keep their memory with us and present. We'll turn now to our Yizkor prayers. You can find them either in the Wings of Memory booklet or in the Yizkor service in your Siddur Sim Shalom, page 516. Chazon Lichterman begins with Adonai Ma'adam.
Adonai Ma'adam Vatedahehu Min Enosh Vatechashvehu Adam Lahav Ladama Yamav Ketzer Lover Babaker Yatit V'chalav L'erev Yomalev Yavesh Tasher V'enosh Adaka V'tomer Shuv Nehanam Shov Adonai Adamatai V'hinachem al badecha.
There is a time for everything, for all things under the sun.
A time to be born and a time to die. A time to laugh and a time to cry.
A time to dance and a time to mourn, a time to seek and a time to lose.
A time to forget and a time to remember.
This day in sacred gathering, we remember those who gave us life.
We remember those who enriched our lives with love and beauty, kindness and compassion, thoughtfulness and understanding.
We renew our bonds to those who have gone the way of all the earth.
As we reflect upon those whose memory moves us this day, we seek consolation and the strength and the insight born of faith.
Tender as a father with his children, God is merciful with God's worshipers.
He knows how we are fashioned, remembers that we are dust.
Our days are as grass, we flourish as a flower in the field.
The wind passes over it and it is gone, and no one can recognize where it grew.
But God's compassion for God's worshipers, God's righteousness to children's children, remains age after age unchanging.
70 our years may number, 80 years if granted the vigor.
Laden with trouble and travail, life quickly passes, it flies away.
What are mortals, eternal God, that you should be mindful of them?
What are mortals that you should take note of them, that you have made them little less than angels?
The sounds of infants attest to your power. The magnificence of life reflects your glory.
The heavens display your splendor. What majesty is yours throughout the world.
Teach us to use all of our days, O God, that we may attain a heart of wisdom.
Grant us of your love in the morning, that we may joyously sing all our days.
Shiviti Adonai lenegdi tanid ki mimini balmot lachain nasal machalibi vayag kevodi of besari Kishkon Lavetach.
When I stray from you, O God, my life is as death, but when I cleave to you, even in death, I have life.
You embrace the souls of the living and the dead.
The earth inherits that which perishes.
The dust returns to dust, but the soul, which is God's, is immortal.
Adonai has compassion for God's creatures.
He has planted eternity within our soul, granting us a share in his unending life.
God redeems our life from the grave.
May we all be charitable in deed and in thought, in memory of those we love who walk the earth no longer.
May we live unselfishly in truth and love and peace, so that we will be remembered as a blessing, as we this day lovingly remember those whose lives endure as a blessing. Our generations are now bound to each other, as children now remember their parents. Love is as strong as death, as husbands and wives now remember their spouses, as parents now remember their children. Memory conquers death's dominion, as we now remember our brothers and sisters, grandparents, and other friends and relatives. The death of those we now remember left gaping holes in our lives, and we are grateful for the gift of their lives. We are strengthened by the blessings which they left us, by precious memories which comfort and sustain us as we recall them this day. Please take a few silent moments to read the paragraphs that are appropriate for you and your family, and then we'll join back together for the memorial prayer. Yizkor Elohim et nishmot kol ela shehizkarnu hayom. May God remember the souls of all those whom we've remembered today. They have a special place in our hearts. We pray that all who sustain the loss of loved ones be granted comfort and strength. Exalted, compassionate God, comfort the bereaved families of our community. Help us all to perpetuate the worthy values in the lives of those no longer with us, whom we remember this day. May their memory endure as a blessing, and let us say, Amen. At the top of page 522 is the El Maleh Rachamim, the memorial prayer. We're going to recite an extra one today. This coming week is the observance of Yom HaShoah, of Holocaust Remembrance Day. We'll begin with a memorial prayer for the 6 million for those lost in the Holocaust, and then we'll continue with an El Maleh for a memorial prayer for all of our dead. Chazan.
El Male Rachamim, Shochein Bamaronim, Hametem Menucha Nachama, Tachad Hanefe Hashevino, B'mahalod Kedoshim Hodorim, Kazahar Harakia, Meirim Umazirim, Nishamad Kolachem Bnei Yisrael, Anashim Nashim V'Hadav, Shenit B'cho, V'Shenechem Lako, V'Sheni Saravo, V'Shenerego, Began Edan, Tehem Anachatom, Ana Balarachomim, Asiyarayim Beseter Kanafecha Leolamim, Otzalor Bitzalor Chaim Nishmotehem, Adonai Hu Nachalatom, V'yanuchu V'shalom, V'shalom al Mishkavatechem, V'mamor Amen. El Male Rachamim, Shochen Bamaronim, Hametem Menucha Nachama, Tachad Hanefe Hashevino, B'mahalad Kedoshim Udorim, Kazahar Harakia, Mazehirim, Ad Nishamad Kol Shehisakanu Hayom Liberacho, Shehalach Leolam, Began Eden Tehem Anachatom, Dana Balarachomim, Asiyarayim Beseter Kanafecha Leolamim, Otzaror Bitzar Chaim Nishamotechem, Adonai Hu Nachalatom, V'yanuchu V'shalom, V'shalom al Mishkavatechem, V'namor Amen.
Exalted, compassionate God, grant perfect peace among the holy and pure in your sheltering presence to the souls of all of our beloved who have gone to their eternal homes. May their memory endure as inspiration for deeds of tzedakah and goodness in our lives. May their souls be bound up in the bond of life. May they rest in peace. And let us say amen.
Mis amor
Avi.
Adonai Rahila
Asa.
Bin Hodadeshe Yarbitini Almemnu Hodanalemi Nafshi Yeshoveva Nafshi Yeshoveva Yanecheni v'magle tzedek Olamon Shemo Kamagilech Egit al-Mabir Lo yirah Yad ha'im ha'gir Shivatecha u'nishantecha Shivatecha u'nishantecha Himayenachamoni Taloch lefanai shulchan, Taloch lefanai shulchan, Taloch lefanai shulchan, Neged tzarelai, Ishan Hashem Eloshi, Ishan Hashem Eloshi, Ishan Hashem Eloshi, Hasiyagaya. Achatov achesed yirlehoni kol yemei chayai v'shavti beveit Adonai Shaviti beveit Adonai Leorech yamim Yalalai 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 Shaviti beveit Adonai
As a synagogue family, we offer our comfort to those who are grieving this Shabbat. We hope that the memories of your loved ones bring solace and blessing to all of those who mourn. We also honor the memories and yortzites of all of our loved ones for whom we say Kaddish this Pesach. The following are recorded in our congregation's perpetual memorials for today, the 22nd of Nisan. Samuel Feinberg, Leonard Fox, Dr. Harry Friedenwald, Dr. Harry Gimbel, Abraham Hamburger, Rachel Herman, Sabina Horowitz, Adele C. Kalins, Alta A. Kleitenek, Lori Susan Ledford, Raphael Levin, Sylvia Lohman, Judge Joseph I. Pines, Leah Potts, Anna Reiser, Francis Rosenberg, Isaac Rosenberg, Dov Zave Sachs, Leon Schiff, Shirley Ruth Wallach, Amelia Zinberg, Esther Zinberg, Dr. Israel S. Zinberg, Louis A. Zinberg, Nathan Zinberg, and Samuel Zinberg. Mourners and Yortzeit Kaddish, we join together, page 524. Yitkadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah. Ve'alma tivra chirute ve'amlich malchute. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael. V'agala u'bizman kari v'imru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevarach le'alam u'me'al maya. Yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal shmei dekudasha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechamata da'amiran ba'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehi shlama Rabba min shemaya. V'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'imromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Yehi zichram baruch. We pray that each of their memories endure as a blessing. As our festival services draw to a close, though Pesach doesn't draw to a close quite yet, wanted to say thank you to everyone who worked hard to make services possible, especially our latest technological innovation, which allows Chazan Lichterman and others to join us. This will also enable those of you who would like to participate in the service, who might like to do some Torah readings from your own home, to participate as well. If you would like to do some Torah readings, if you'll get in touch with, or to participate, if you'll get in touch with the Chazan, and we will work out the technical wizardry necessary for that to happen over the next couple of Shabbatot. This evening, as Pesach ends, you'll recall that despite the fact that Pesach will end around 8:15, 8:20 or so, please, you'll have to give us, if you sold your chametz through us, or if you sold your chametz through the Rabbinical Assembly in New York, in either case, you'll need to wait till about 9 o'clock for us to buy back that chametz. It would be very sad for you to end the holiday by stealing somebody else's chametz and eating something that doesn't belong to you. So please wait until after 9 o'clock, and you can consider the chametz as having been purchased back for yourself, and you can enjoy it then. Tomorrow, if you can believe it, Shabbat is here again. So we will look forward to joining together for Kabbalat Shabbat tomorrow night at 6 o'clock. Before next Monday, probably tomorrow before Shabbat or Sunday, you will hear from the synagogue. We are starting some new classes. We're bringing back some old classes as we transition into our next month of safe social engagement. We're looking forward to spending some time in study and celebration with you. We have celebration for Yom HaAtzmaut, observance for Yom HaZikaron and Yom HaShoah that we'll be doing together virtually. Those of you who have been coming to Beit Midrash, those of you who have not been coming to Beit Midrash, everyone is invited. It returns this Tuesday evening. It is always our custom to study Pirkei Avot during the weeks between Pesach and Shavuot. Chazan Lichterman, myself, Rabbi Gruenberg, and Rabbi Seltzer will all be teaching Pirkei Avot in that Thursday morning slot that you seem to like so much, as well as having some opportunities to gather together for some Gemilut Chasadim activities. Those of you who are knitters or who would like to make some cards for people in our community. Lots coming up once the Yontif ends and once Shabbat ends. Want to say Chag Sameach to Cantor Lichterman and to Elaine, and to all of you, of course. We're going to conclude with Adon Olam, page 514. I'm sure the Chazan has something special for us as we finish off our Pesach tunes.
Adon Olam Asher Malach
B'terem kol Yitzir Nivra.
Idanatso b'tevetzo kol azay melech shemo nikra Adon Olam Asher Malach b'terem kol Yitzir Nivra V'achar kichlot hakol levado yimloch nara V'hu haya v'hu hove v'hu yeh b'tifara Adon Olam Asher Malach b'terem kol
ויהי נברא, והוא אחד ואין שני לחם שלו להכבירה בלי ראשית בלי תכלית ולא העוז והמצרע. והוא לי וחי גולי וצורכב לי ביצרה, והוא ניסיהו מנוס לי מנקוסי ביום אקרא אדון עולם, אשר מלך בטרם כל יציא נברא, וידוע כדרוכי ביתישן ואירה ואמרוכי גבייתי אדונה לי ולא אירה אדון עולם, אשר מלך
בטרם כל יציא
נברא,
נברא,
אדון עולם,
אשר מלך בטרם כל יציא נברא. חג שמח, everybody. Good Joseph.
Chag Sameach.